Vanessa Collins had built her reputation as the premier wedding planner in Providence. For 15 years, Dream Day Events had been the company that turned fairy tale weddings into reality. Her portfolio showcased stunning venues, perfect flowers, exquisite cakes, and flawless ceremonies. Couples saved for years to afford her services because everyone knew that Vanessa Collins delivered perfection. Brides trusted her with their most important day. Families handed over their life savings believing she would create memories that lasted forever. But what those trusting couples did not know was that Vanessa Collins had spent the last 4 years running an elaborate scam. She collected deposits and payments, made promises about dream weddings, and then disappeared with the money days before ceremonies were supposed to happen. She left couples standing at empty venues with no flowers, no food, no music, and no way to salvage their wedding days. And she did it over and over again to 42 different couples. What you are about to witness is the complete exposure of a woman who weaponized one of life's most precious moments for profit. So, if you have watched this far, do not miss the end. Like the video and dive into the story, because this confrontation between heartless fraud and unwavering justice will leave you speechless. It is Friday morning, 9 a.m. sharp, at the Providence Municipal Court. The courtroom is packed beyond capacity with devastated couples, some still wearing the engagement rings that were supposed to lead to perfect weddings that never happened. And there, at the defendant's table, sits Vanessa Collins in an elegant suit, her expression suggesting she believes her charm can still work its magic. The bailiff's voice cuts through the anger. "The state of Rhode Island versus Vanessa Marie Collins." Judge Caprio looks down from his bench with barely contained fury. "Ms. Collins, you stand accused of fraud, theft by deception, and embezzlement, totaling $1.8 million from 42 couples over 4 years. How do you respond?" Collins stands gracefully, her voice smooth. "Your Honor, I believe these charges misrepresent business difficulties that affected my company. The wedding industry faced unprecedented challenges. I did my best to serve my clients under difficult circumstances." Judge Caprio's eyes narrowed dangerously. "Business difficulties? Ms. Collins, you collected full payments from couples, made detailed promises about their weddings, and then vanished days before their ceremonies. That is not business difficulty, that is deliberate fraud." Collins maintains her composure. "Your Honor, vendors went bankrupt, venues closed, suppliers failed. I was a victim of circumstances beyond my control." "A victim? Miss Collins, let me tell you what investigators found. While you were telling couples their deposits were going toward wedding expenses, you were transferring money to offshore accounts, purchasing luxury items, and booking international vacations. You were not a victim, you were a thief." For the first time, Collins's smile falters. "Your Honor, I had business expenses." Subscribe to Judge Stories if you believe wedding scammers who destroy people's most important day deserve serious punishment. Judge Caprio picks up a case file. "Let me tell you about Emily and David Richardson. They saved for 3 years to afford your premium package at $45,000. They gave you deposits, made payments, trusted you with every detail of their wedding. What happened to them?" Collins shifts uncomfortably. "I remember the Richardsons. Unfortunately, circumstances prevented their event from proceeding as planned." "Circumstances, Ms. Collins. 3 days before their wedding, Emily Richardson called your office to confirm final details. Your phone was disconnected. She drove to your office and found it abandoned. She had 200 guests arriving, a venue that had no record of her booking, a caterer who was never hired, and a florist who was never contacted. Do you know what happened?" "The Richardsons scrambled desperately. David's family pooled emergency funds to rent a community center. His mother made sandwiches for 200 people. Emily wore her dress while setting up folding chairs. They got married, surrounded by people they loved, but the dream wedding they saved 3 years for was destroyed. And you kept their $45,000. Collins's voice becomes defensive. I faced unavoidable business challenges. I could not deliver every service promised. Unavoidable challenges? Ms. Collins, while the Richardsons were scrambling to salvage their wedding day, you were in Bora Bora on vacation. We have your social media posts. You were drinking champagne on a beach while Emily Richardson was crying in a community center wearing a wedding dress she bought with money she could barely afford. How do you justify that? Collins's composure cracks. I needed a break from stress. Running a wedding business is overwhelming. A break from stress? You funded that vacation with money stolen from couples whose weddings you destroyed. That is not stress relief. That is celebrating your crimes. Judge Caprio picks up another file. Let me tell you about Jennifer Santos. She was a cancer survivor who fought for 2 years to reach remission. When doctors declared her cancer-free, she and her fiancé decided to get married immediately. They had no time to waste. They hired you, paid $38,000, and trusted you to create their dream wedding in 6 weeks. What happened to Jennifer Santos? Collins looks down. I tried my best with the timeline constraints. Your best? Ms. Collins, Jennifer Santos's wedding was scheduled for a Saturday. On Thursday night, you sent her a text message saying the venue had flooded and the wedding was cancelled. Jennifer called the venue directly, no flood. The venue had no record of any booking. You never reserved it. Jennifer Santos spent her wedding day crying in her hospital room because the stress triggered health complications. She had fought cancer for 2 years, and you stole her celebration of survival. Collins's voice cracks. I am sorry that happened. Sometimes vendors make mistakes. Vendors make mistakes? Miss Collins, you never hired any vendors. You kept all $38,000. Jennifer Santos is here today. Would you like to tell her to her face that her stolen wedding was a vendor mistake? Judge Caprio leans forward. Let me tell you what investigators discovered about your operation. For the first 11 years, you ran a legitimate business. You delivered beautiful weddings and built your reputation honestly. But 4 years ago, you started having financial problems. Instead of closing your business or declaring bankruptcy, you chose fraud. You continued accepting new clients while knowing you would never deliver their weddings. You created fake invoices, fake vendor confirmations, fake timelines. You kept couples believing their weddings were being planned right up until days before when you vanished. You did this to 42 couples. Collins breaks down. I got desperate. I had debts. I thought I could fix things if I had more cash flow. I never meant to hurt anyone. You never meant to hurt anyone? Ms. Collins, you targeted engaged couples at the happiest moment of their lives. You exploited their trust, their dreams, and their life savings. You destroyed 42 weddings, devastated 84 families, and stole $1.8 million. Every choice was deliberate. Judge Caprio picks up a recording device. Ms. Collins, investigators have recordings of your sales pitches. Let me play one. The courtroom hears Collins's voice, warm and reassuring. Your wedding will be absolutely perfect. I guarantee it. Every detail will be flawless because I personally oversee everything. You just focus on enjoying your engagement while I create your dream day. The recording ends. Judge Caprio's voice is ice. That was from 6 months ago. You guaranteed perfection. Then you took the money and disappeared. Still think you never meant to hurt anyone? Collins is sobbing now. I know what I did was wrong. I can make payment plans. I can work to pay everyone back. Please just give me a chance. A chance? Miss Collins, you had 42 chances. Every couple who trusted you was a chance to stop. You chose to keep stealing. Judge Caprio's voice becomes firm. For fraud and theft totaling $1.8 million, I am imposing a sentence of 12 years in state prison. For the systematic deception of 42 couples, an additional 6 years. Your sentences will run consecutively for a total of 18 years in state prison. The courtroom erupts in gasps and some quiet cheers. Collins collapses, wailing. 18 years, Your Honor, please. I will be 58. My business is already destroyed. Please. Your business, Miss Collins? You destroyed 42 couples' weddings. You stole memories they can never recreate. Emily Richardson's mother passed away last year, never seeing the wedding she helped save for. Jennifer Santos's cancer returned, and she is fighting for her life again, having never had the celebration she deserved. Your business means nothing compared to what you took from them. Additionally, you are ordered to pay full restitution of $1.8 million. All assets are seized immediately, including your home, vehicles, and offshore accounts. You are permanently banned from working in wedding planning or event coordination. And you will serve every day of your 18 years thinking about the 42 dreams you destroyed for profit. The bailiffs move forward. Collins screams for mercy, for second chances, for understanding, but handcuffs click around her wrists. Judge Caprio delivers final words. Vanessa Collins, you built your career on making dreams come true. Then you spent 4 years turning dreams into nightmares. You exploited love, trust, and hope for money. Today, you learned that destroying people's most precious moments demands serious consequences. 42 couples will live forever with ruined wedding memories. You will live 18 years in prison reflecting on the devastation you caused. Within hours, news spreads. Couples begin receiving restitution from seized assets. Support groups form for wedding scam victims. New regulations protect engaged couples. Dream Day Events closes permanently, its name forever tainted. Sometimes the most important lesson about trust comes from watching someone who weaponized precious moments face complete destruction. Vanessa Collins walked into that courtroom hoping to explain away fraud as business difficulty. She was dragged out in handcuffs, headed to 18 years in prison where she will have nearly 2 decades to reflect on the 42 weddings she destroyed and the families she devastated. If you believe wedding scammers who steal people's most important day deserve serious punishment, please like and subscribe. Check out other stories where justice catches those who exploit life's precious moments. See you in the next video. Stay healthy.